Hello and welcome to a new video on the HKCM Global channel. My name is Philip. Today I will be speaking about oil prices, WTI, Brent, what's happening, where are we heading, and basically our current bias on the situation in oil. Let's dive right in. I will not go into detail on the long-term expectations or on the overall picture. We will be focusing on what's going to be happening on the shorter time frames and what's going to be then the expectations going into 2026 here. Currently, we have entered a long position, which might be, by the time that the video will be released, we may have already been stopped out again on our break even, because we entered a long trade here within our target zone on crude oil, so on the WTI contract. We saw a rise in the price, and now today, the video has been recorded on Wednesday, so today on Wednesday, we have seen a sharp decline, but it hasn't reached our stop out here yet on break even. So still possible for the move to continue to the upside. Nevertheless, so basically, should we become stopped out here, we will enter another long trade for sure very soon, because and I will explain once we take a look at the indicator charts here for Brent and for WTI, that our bias is clearly shifting towards a prolonged rise in oil prices over the next months coming, especially going into the first quarter of 2026. This is where we are shifting at the moment, and so nevertheless, even if our position now is going to be gets taken out, we can form a new low below here, and I'm also not ruling out at the moment that there could be another low triggered below here, which would not necessarily have to then be followed by another further or sharper decline into the basically long-term target box. So we could very well be presented with a similar situation as we have had back here in April of 25, that we've seen a rise, the market came back down, almost retraced everything, didn't form a new high, and then prices started to rise. So this is a similar situation I'm eyeing now. Should, as already mentioned, should we be stopped out again? So it could be the case that we are just basically going towards this low again, not taking it out, or maybe forming a marginal lower low, but overall staying above 55.12 and then moving here to the upside. Just to clarify things, the upside move does not have to unfold within an impulsive structure. This can be any other shape or form as well. For now, because we would have been expecting a C wave, it would be a impulse, but we are also would be more than fine to switch the current count to a WXY formation. So this will have to be seen, but this is not going to be the deciding factor here. So basically what it all comes down to is that we are clearly shifting our bias towards rising oil prices over the next months, maybe with another lower low even coming, but it's clearly that we are expecting the market to be bottoming out soon, and that we will see a prolonged upward trend, which would then at least hit regions around 72 to 78, but could also be going higher. We will then, of course, adapt as things progress and we see more structure in the market here. Taking a look at Brent, it's basically the identical scenario. It's the identical setup. It's only basically different numbers here in price. So we have the same situation here. We have also entered a long position. We have seen another sharp decline here, market coming back. I'm seeing the same possible outcomes here. Of course, new low below here is very possible. Also here, we could be taking out this low again, but not forming a lower low here below the red line, which is in Brent the $58.40 level, and we would then expect also here a prolonged upward move, and then we'll have to see where this is going to be taking us and how strong the move will actually then also be unfolding. As already mentioned, I think it's very interesting at the moment to take a look at the indicators on WTI. Short-term wise, not so much not a lot of focus for me at the moment on the shorter time frames. I'm going to be moving right to the longer term long-term time frames, which is also going to be the time frames which are now forming our bias going forward with the oil markets. So here, starting out with WTI, one of the major time frames I'm always having an eye on when looking at Brent and WTI is what is happening on the 4-day charts, which I think is very, very important for the overall medium trends that are occurring in this market. And what we are seeing at the moment is that we are starting to be forming a clear diverging bottom here. We have seen the lows of in April. We were still moving down, and then we found a bottom in the 4-day around May, with the second low that was formed here, and ever since, we have seen a rise in the MACD. We came back down, and now we are basically in the process of crossing back up. So the thing I want to see now is that we are holding the divergence in terms of the MACD. I don't want to see another new low being formed in the MACD here, even if we would be going lower now with price on WTI. This is very, very important. Another important thing is that we are losing, or we're starting to decrease the negative momentum that we have seen, which was building up here for quite some time. And so since the week starting 20th of October, we have seen a decline in negative momentum, which is a very positive sign. We've been clearly oversold as well. So those are the things that I want to see continue to improve here, the signals on the 4-day. So then I would be expecting this to be able to carry a prolonged upside move. Very similar picture on the weekly as well. Of course, it's just it's not really many more data points. Moving out a little further, we are not quite there yet. Although we are also quite becoming very, very oversold on the 2-week as well. Not so many too positive signs at the moment, but also the monthly is on very, very pretty extremely low levels here in terms of the market being very oversold at the moment. So that is a very positive sign. We are not seeing any signs yet of a decreasing negative momentum, although what we can say is that over time, basically since mid of 2024, we have seen an increase in negative momentum, but not a very strong increase. So the monthly, it's still a long way to go for it to clearly trigger a sell signal here in oil, buy signal in oil, sorry. But it's definitely also getting there, and we are getting to very, very extreme levels. But we do not yet have to assume that this bottom will be then the final bottom for oil for a then very prolonged, maybe even multi-year upcycle in oil. That's not the point where I'm seeing the market at the moment. What I'm expecting now is that we have a very, very good chance that we have either already seen the lows, or we are extremely close to seeing lows that will form an intermediate bottom and will allow us to be seeing rising oil prices again going forward into 2026, and maybe reclaiming the areas around well above 70, and even I wouldn't be ruling out prices above $80 as well here. So that's also just for clarification. Let's also maybe real quick take a look at the Brent, if I'm able to find it now. So as I've just mentioned, basically all these things I just said that apply to WTI, they are also of course fully applicable to the developments on the Brent chart as well. One thing that's a little different, we have already seen a decreasing momentum candle on the monthly here on Brent, but everything else looks very, very similar compared to WTI going down to the 2-week, weekly as well. So we're seeing very, very similar picture here, and also as well on the 4-day. The same situation, we are trying now to cross up the MACD, which would be a next positive signal. Also the decreasing negative momentum, being oversold, etc. So all the factors, they're aligned the same way on both WTI and Brent. So overall, to sum it all up, yes, we could have our current entry, this could have been the bottom, and we could already be within the move to the upside, or we might be seeing another low below the last one here, or even below this one here, but this should be it. So basically for us now, it's either going to be this entry or it's going to be the next one, and from there I'm very, very confident that we will be seeing rising oil prices. Another strong, sharp decline going well below $50 is not something at the moment I would be expecting. Yeah. It is possible, no doubt, but it's from everything that we are seeing at the moment and the way that oil has behaved in the past around those bottoms, around similar situations, it is more likely that we will be entering an upward move before than a final washout. That is still probably coming within oil, as I just said. The low that we are forming now is not the bottom that I'm expecting, but it should be enough for a decent rise in oil prices over the next basically 3 to 6 months time frame. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's our current take on oil. Yeah, if you want to stay posted, come to our subscription service, so the next target box will be announced should we get stopped out of our current long trade. And hope to see you next time. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, leave a comment, leave a like, all highly appreciated. Thanks for watching.